Oh yes, welcome back to Marvel Contest of Champions News. It's your 24th of April edition of the news. Just to clear up a few things, last night I went to see Hellboy and I didn't live stream, and I'm avoiding social media for the point of letting people know what's going on, as it's, well, there's a lot of spoilers around and I want to keep myself away from that. Also, when it comes to my videos and live streams over the next 2 days, I will not be allowing comments on them, so there'll be comments disabled and potentially no comments allowed in the live chat. It will be a case only members only, super chats only, donations only will be the only thing that will be allowed to be put up there as communication and talking with me. And the reason being, I want to protect you guys as much as possible. And yes, you can take out certain words from live chat as well as comment sections, but it doesn't cover everything, and some brain box is obviously going to change letters for numbers, which then absolutely screws up the algorithm. So I'm just doing this for the benefit of you guys as much as me, and also a little bit of social media silence. But with all that being said, let's get into the news. The first story up is a bit of sad news, and that is Dub and Dad Gaming. Unfortunately, they are leaving Marvel Contest of Champions, or Dad is leaving Marvel Contest of Champions. This is something I did want to bring into a video, MCC News, a little while ago, but unfortunately, I just ran out of space and I just ran out of time. The fact is, it is pretty sad to see another YouTuber within the community leave, especially considering that this is based on several different things, but mainly a case of burnout and the game not becoming fun. And you have to do a lot of work in order to reboot your love of the game if you fall off of it. And do bear in mind, like I said, I've played this game 4 straight years, and you have to come up with clever ways to try and make your enjoyment come back when stuff happens. And let's just face it, the 22.0 update was not exactly a fun time to play MCOC. But the fact is, I wish them all well. Also, it'd be great to find out what they're going to be doing in future. They're talking about making this more as a scrapbook and like a bit of a time capsule as to the growth of the kids and also what Dad's doing. Also, because they've watched my videos in the past, you know, it's great. You know, it's nice that they've came around to some live streams. So yeah, we salute you and thank you for your time. And hopefully, it's a case that we see them more in the future. Next up, and it looks like there's no L3 type animation. Same thing with Rocket Raccoon, you know, when you hit him down. It looks like the same thing is now with Howard the Duck. So as you can see, the L3 has been hit by Hawkeye. And then it's like he's going for his L3, but then he gets ejected up. He's down, gets kicked right in the mech suit. And then the mech suit just goes on top of him. That's a cool little improvement to that, similar as we've seen with Howard the Duck. We've got that with Rocket Raccoon, so it's cool. Next up, and we have got an update on the 23.0 update. We've got a hot fix, yes, because the initial update, that it didn't fix anything. It did fix something, but it didn't fix everything. Bear with me. There's lots of little micro stories, starting with this little micro story within the bigger picture of 23.0. And the fact is, if everything is running smoothly with the game, then Kabam will announce today, so I'll probably miss it with the news, that they could be running Alliance Wars Season 9 as of the 1st of May 2019, which is pretty cool, but will it be a good update? We've still got to really find out. Up until this point, the usage of the 2015 rank up gems were not a thing. They weren't able to use them effectively. So the fact is, now we have that fixed, because a lot of people were complaining that was a bit of an issue. But up to a couple of days ago, it was still a case that there was errors and issues. Like the sound issue is still a thing. With Command Videos saying, posting something to state it's still an issue, when we've said that we're aware and working on a fix, is unnecessary and clutters the forums. There's a fix coming for this. Ooh, somebody's a bit sassy now, aren't they? In any case, the fixes are there to hopefully improve the functionality of the game, which is the biggest issue at the moment. Apart from the lag side of things, I am finding that my device is heating up a little bit more than normal, which it does worry me and concern me a little bit, but I don't know if it's attributed to the game. But I do feel that since I've had this new update in, that it has been a little bit more hotter. Don't know if anybody else has experienced that, but apart from that, hopefully these functionality improvements are definitely there for the future. Next up, and let's talk about objectives. So if you're not familiar, objectives were put into the game a couple of days ago, and the fact is, they've gone down quite well, but also there is an issue. For those that are very much veterans of the game, endgame players, whatever you want to describe them, they may have all of the Avengers that you can possibly get, which all of these I have. And yes, that's not the issue, because that is part of the objective. If you get a 4-star version, 5-star, even a 2-star, 3-star, whatever it is, you do get yourself that particular objective. However, it's all about the ranking up side of things. For me personally, and as a lot of players do, as soon as they get a new champion, they start ranking up them, or ranking up procedure. So maybe rank 1, rank 2. And that is the problem, because a lot of players, like myself, will say, I've got all of the Avengers up past rank 2, which then makes the situation a bit more difficult. And it does lead me to the point of saying, why can't Kabam do the following? So that if it's created in an objective sense, and say that they've already done this, why can't this be pre-completed, similar to things that they've done before, especially with the Summoner's Journey side of things for the objectives? That would be good for the future. I've said this is the first time they've actually tried something like this out, so there are obviously going to be mistakes the first time they do it. I think when they move forward, they should really kind of look at how this will affect all players. But the fact is, if this is all about encouraging new players as opposed to older players, then the strategies for older players are going to have to change. Like, for example, I'm strongly considering selling my Ant-Man based on the fact that I've got a big 4-star crystal opening coming up soon. So if I then open 10, 20 4-stars, it's likely that one of those will be something I don't have, like an Ant-Man. Maybe, maybe not. I've got 40 days to try and get a 4-star Ant-Man. It's kind of possible, but it may not be. So that would have to be a risk factor I'd have to take for not having that champion, to then do all the kind of re-rank up again. So, well, you consider these things. Or I might just skip that milestone altogether. Possibly that may be a better option. But everything could be fine if you consider that you might get a Ronin at 3-star, 4-star, maybe even 5-star. That could be quite good, but it does mean you probably have to spend on crystals. So maybe that's quite bad at the same time. But in any case, what are your thoughts? Leave them in the comment section below about this type of situation. Do you think that it's fair? Do you think it's unfair? Do you think that it's just a thing? You don't really care about it? What are your thoughts? Put them down below. Next up, and for a lot of players still wondering, like, what are these grey versions of champions? Well, it's kind of like an old UK-based game show, like called Bullseye, basically. Let's have a look what you could have won. So what they do is they show them the prizes that they could have won, but they lost. It's sad, but it's true. Which leads to a humorous remark by Kabam Mike, which basically is, I can be constantly reminded of the ghost at any rarity that I don't have. Yes, exactly. Don't know why you'd say that. You put in the champion index. Granted, maybe you had some inspiration from Dorky Diggity Dave, but your gripe is with him, not with yourself and the fact that you don't have a ghost. Maybe grind at an arena over a weekend. Waste your weekend. That's what I would advise. But I do agree it would be good to have some sort of abilities info sheet, or be able to have a look at the champion just to kind of get you an idea. Do you actually want to go for it? Let's face it, not everybody watches YouTube videos. Not everybody wants to go and read certain forums and other things. So the fact is, it may be nice to have it completely in game for you to just like have a little bit of look at the info, just to understand, maybe educate yourself, and maybe go, do you know what, do I want to pick this champion up in the future? The champion index in particular doesn't really feel like it addresses a lot of the things that the player base want to see. From my perspective, I'd love to be able to sort based on hashtags, and that's something has been mentioned by a few players as well. So you could sort your hashtag villains, and even for this Avengers based event, hashtag Avengers, just to then go, right, I can then say that's an Avenger, that's an Avenger, that's an Avenger, and it's an easy sort rather than having to remember it off memory or going back and referring back to websites. The fact is, it would be a good addition. If you've got any thoughts on that, put it in the comment section or go to the link in the description below. Next up, an MCOC mod is back. Yes, the dude himself, Dudette, being electronically something. Anyway, he's back and he's data mined some lovely footage of some Ronins going at it. The damage output does look quite good, and I'm really excited to see this. We've got Ebony Maw and Cull Obsidian, so brilliant, absolutely amazing. If you do want to have a look at it, go to the link in the description below. Good viewing. Next up, and we've got a Stormbreaker Thor version coming to... No, it's not. My response to this, because this is fake, you think you're funny, but you're shite. The fact is, it isn't going into Marvel Contest of Champions. A lot of players have called for this. I was a little bit disappointed that they went for a Thor Ragnarok version and decided not to go for this version, which, let's all face it, would have been such a badass version to have in game. But even though some of the logos are here, this is taken from the Facebook community page, and it is someone that is posting fake news. I don't even know if they're doing it ironically, sarcastically, or how they're actually trying to kind of come across with this. But the fact is, it ain't funny. And on to our final story, it's arena predictions time. We've got Venom the Duck and Starlord going in. This is actually a pretty solid arena entry. So I'm going with the 5-star version of Starlord being 30 mil, which I think is a little bit fair based on rarity. I do feel that maybe the champion might go for about 35 at an absolute push, but do bear in mind, there's a lot of other powerful champions in the game. So if you're feeling unsafe with 30 mil, go and push for 35. But as well, the 4-star version, I'm going for 6.5 mil. Still good enough, but not, you know, smashingly amazing. And also the 4-star version, the Venom the Duck, I'm going for 2.6 mil. Very popular champion nowadays. Very much hyped, but not hyped as much, I think, to push it close to 3 mil as other champions have gone. But we'll see how the results come in on Sunday. That has been your Marvel Contest of Champions news. If you enjoyed the news today, then hit the like button and subscribe for more Marvel Contest of Champions based content. Also, I will be allowing people to comment on this particular video and maybe another one and another couple of ones today. But the fact is, from Thursday and Friday, it will be a case I won't allow people to comment on videos as well as when it comes to live streams. And this is just to, like I said, try and hopefully protect people that subscribe to me so that they can still watch videos, but at the same time don't have to worry about looking in the comment section and having somebody go like, oh, this happens, this happens, this happens. And yes, you can do stuff with the algorithm to take out certain letters and certain words, but somebody's going to find a way around that, and it's just not going to be, it's not going to be good to try and pinpoint it. Either way, that's the thing. But thanks so much for watching, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye for now.